Hare Krishna. Welcome to the lockdown program with Krishna under the umbrella of Govardhan Hill. Today we are reading and discussing the most beautiful Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Hare Krishna Prakash, Hare Krishna Varshana Mataji, Hari Bol. Very nice to see you, Varshana Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So I pray we can see you for some time, at least.
Yes, I'll try my best.
Okay. Is that a routine?
No.
Okay.
I've had it, I got the appointment just a few days ago after waiting a whole year. So I had to take the appointment. Yes, it's tomorrow afternoon.
So I pray that everything will be just fine.
Let's hope.
Hare Krishna. Welcome, Ben. So we are 4 of us so far. Pandava Prabhu, he still doesn't feel well enough yet. And he sends his apologies. And Vashana Mataji may only stay for some time because she is also not well. What about you, Ben? Are you well? Prakash? Okay, let's start some Kirtan. Ben, how is it? Can you give us a bit of Kirtan with Midangam? That would be nice. Hare Krishna. Ben Prabhuji, Haribol.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskajade Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Jaya Nitai Sati Sundara, Nitai Sati Sundara, Nitai Sati Sundara, Nitai Sati Sundara, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Balaram, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Haribo.
Jai Haribol, thank you very much. Beautiful, beautiful Kirtan. Jai Haribol, thank you, Ben, for giving us a little bit of Kirtan, very enthusiastic Kirtan, and holy name of the Lord. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Prakash. Welcome, Vaishnava Mataji, Ben, and Amit. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you here. Pandava Prabhu, still not feeling okay enough to come with his eye, but it's getting better. And I'm sure we'll see him on Saturday. And that's it, sir. Hare Krishna. Today is a very special day. Today is Ekadashi. Pavitraropana Ekadashi. Pavitraropana Ekadashi today. And also Radha Govinda Chulan Yatra begins, a swing festival of Radha Govinda. So that is also very nice. And the break fasting tomorrow is between 5:53 and 10:42. So you may want to make a note, 5:53 and 10:42. There you take a bit of grain in between that timings and to break your fast properly and have the full benefit of Ekadashi. Also tomorrow is Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance, and Rupa Goswami, we are all Rupa Nugas, so Srila Rupa Goswami is the most important personality amongst the Goswamis for us. And also Sri Gauridas Pandit's disappearance. Okay, that's it. So, Prabhupada Nectar. Here is one nice quote entitled, "Don't be proud." We know that we shouldn't be proud, and here Srila Prabhupada speaks. If one thinks that he has become very advanced in devotion, then that is very dangerous. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Guru more mukha deki kari la shasana." My spiritual master, very famous quote in Chaitanya Charitamrita 771, "My spiritual master saw me a great fool. Therefore, he has chastised me that don't try to reach the Vedanta." Don't try to reach the Vedanta. And we are all fools. Let's not try to reach the Vedanta. Chant Hare Krishna. He presented himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like that. Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fool? But that is a conception. Advanced devotees, they never think they are very highly advanced devotee. What is advanced devotee? What devotion we can offer to Krishna? Krishna is unlimited. He's kindly accepting our little service. That's all. Don't be proud of becoming a great devotee. That is a cause of fall down. That's from a lecture in 72. Beautiful. Don't be proud. And here's another important instruction, wasting time. So, we have published our Nectar of Devotion. So every one of you should read this Nectar of Devotion repeatedly. So at one point we have to also have some meetings, especially on Nectar of Devotion class. That would be very beneficial for everyone. Srila Prabhupada continues, the whole substance of Vaishnava philosophy and activities, everything is here. So every one of you reads this Nectar of Devotion once, twice, thrice, unless you have got full-fledged ideas. What is this devotional service? That was written by, actually it was spoken by Lord Chaitanya to Rupa Goswami. For 10 days continually, he instructed Rupa Goswami at Prayag, Dashashvameda Gat. You have seen the picture in teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Allahabad, Prayag, and Rupa Goswami met him there. He was offering obeisances, flat. You have seen that picture. So at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally gave him instruction. What is this cult of bhakti? So for 10 days, and he took note of it. And later on, he placed this book in the form of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That's a nectar of devotion. That is in Sanskrit. It will be difficult for you. Therefore, I have presented a summary study. And the summary study has come to 407 pages. A summary study, 407 pages. If we would have elaborately described each and every verse, then it would have come to at least 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages. So the whole substance is creamed. You should take advantage of this and don't indulge in much unnecessary talks. Time should be very properly utilized. Ayusha Kshana, Eko, and so on. That's from Chanakya Pandit. Value of time is so great that one moment of your life lost, it cannot be returned, even in exchange for millions of dollars. Therefore, every moment should be properly utilized. Avyartha kalatvam. When one is advanced in Krishna consciousness, his business becomes to see whether I am wasting my time. That is one of the signs of advanced devotee. Hare Krishna. That was from a lecture in Los Angeles in 1970. Don't waste time. Welcome, Raj. That has been a very long time. It appears like 100 years. Very nice to see you here. Hare Krishna. I hope you can stay till 8:30. It's just an hour. It is just 60 minutes. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Gone. So, okay. Now I have here from a lecture also just a few little points which Srila Prabhupada describes our material attachment. It's actually a very, very beautiful lecture. And I'll give you the reference afterwards if you want to listen to it, if you want to have it on prabhupadvani.org, then that will be very nice. So here, Srila Prabhupada says, Stri means which expands. Stri. Stri, one accepts Stri, wife. Stri means wife. Wife means to expand his relationship. As soon as I get one Stri, one family becomes my father-in-law. In relation to, I have got my family and she has got her family. We combine together. Then boys, children. Then get them married. Increase relationship. He's my brother-in-law. He's my father-in-law. He's my father. He's my brother. He's my brother's brother-in-law. Father's father-in-law. Just like Arjuna was seeing. Oh, Arjuna was seeing like that. How can I kill them? They are all the same. Oh, that was very short. Raj was here. As ordinary man has got, so Arjuna was playing the ordinary man, just like that. He was thinking, here is my brother-in-law, here is my brother, here is my nephew, here is my father-in-law, here is my grandfather. How can I kill them? So, but they will be killed. Nobody can protect. But we are Pashyan Apina Pashyati. That I have my father, he was killed. He is gone, dead and gone. So I will also be dead and gone. And my son will also be dead and gone. So why we are depending on these things which will be dead and gone? That's a very good question. We're depending on, Srila Prabhupada often calls it fallible soldiers. We think our family members and relatives can save us. No, they can't. They're fallible soldiers. They themselves will be dead and gone. Srila Prabhupada continues, nobody will live. Nobody will live. Take big leaders in your country or any country. They are absorbed in nationalism, cannot give up the post of prime ministership, presidentship, or leadership. Even great leader like Gandhi, he got Swarajya. I wrote him a letter, Mahatma Gandhi, you have got respect as a religious personality. If you take preaching these things, what I'm doing, preach Bhagavad Gita, you are also lover of Bhagavad Gita. No, even after getting Swarajya, he was implicated. Unless he was killed, he would not leave it. Everyone has to leave it, voluntarily or by force. But they will not leave it voluntarily. This is a disease, material disease. Everyone will be forced. You cannot live here forever. They are making very nice arrangements, nice house, nice kingdom, nice city, nice bank balance, nice society, nice community, nice nation. But they are missing one point, that any moment I shall be kicked out, any moment. There is no guarantee. Parikshit Maharaj got 7 days time. Said, you shall die within 7 days. Our Samir got 4 days. We have no even 1 second's guarantee. This is our position. But still, we are so much attached. Everyone is thinking, I am very comfortable at home. I have got my wife, I've got my children, I've got my bank balance, I have got so many things. I have got my nation, community, I'm secure. Why he is thinking like that? Ghostly hunted. Every one of us, this Maya Grasta, one who is under the influence of this material energy, just exactly like a man who is ghostly hunted. Okay, here we stop. That beautiful lecture carries on and on and on, but we don't have that time. Hare Krishna. So, let's go to our Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Oh, Raj, you are out and back, yes? Hare Krishna, Raj. Will you stay with us till 8:30? Raj? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome.
Yes, I will try.
Are you okay? That is very nice to see you here.
I'm fine, thank you.
Have you been away or you have been in the country?
No, recently, no, I haven't been away.
Okay, great.
Hope you're keeping well.
Yes. We have just lost our Zamir Prabhu, who passed away. You heard about that?
That is so sad. Yes, Vasanti told me just recently.
Yes, but he is on his way back home to the spiritual world. So it's actually not sad. It's glorious.
Yeah, very shocking though. Very shocking.
Well, we all have to die. And as we just read, Srila Prabhupada said, we don't even have a guarantee of living for a second. We don't have that guarantee. Nobody can guarantee who will be next. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's go to the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We all mute ourselves again, and I would like to ask Ben Prabhuji to read us text 13. And it's in the chat. That is text 13 of the 10th chapter of the first canto. It's a beautiful chapter. Lord Krishna departs for Dwarka. So Ben, is that okay? You're reading us text 13, starting with Sarvete.
Yeah, that's fine. Can you repeat?
Say it again, can I?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you. Well, most of the time, if not all the time, your internet connection and everything is just really good. You're in a good spot. Stay there. Hare Krishna. So, text 13. The microphone is yours, Ben.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, chapter 10, text 13. Sarveti nimaishayer akshayish tamanudruta setasaha viksanta sneha sambada visilus tatraha. Sorry about my pronunciation of some of the Sanskrit.
Vichelus, I would say. Vichelus.
Vichelus. The word that got me was the first line, the last word.
Akshais. Akshais. Not akshaish. Akshais. Or some devotees will say akshais, which is also akshais or akshais. Okay.
Okay, translation. All their hearts were melting for him on the pot of attraction. They looked at him without blinking their eyes, and they moved hither and thither in perplexity. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Krishna is naturally attractive for all living beings because he is the chief eternal among all eternals. He alone is the maintainer of the many eternals. This is stated in the Katha Upanishad, and thus one can obtain permanent peace and prosperity by a revival of one's eternal relation with him, now forgotten under the spell of Maya. The illusory energy of the Lord. Once this relation is slightly revived, the conditioned soul at once becomes free from the illusion of material energy and becomes mad after the association of the Lord. This association is made possible not only by personal contact with the Lord, but also by association with his name, fame, form, and quality. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam trains the conditioned soul to this stage of perfection by submissive hearing from the pure devotee.
Thank you very much, Ben. Can you say a few words about beautiful purport?
So, well, Prabhupada is from the verse we can understand that all these pure devotees, their hearts were melting. Because they were so attracted to Krishna, and this is as Prabhupada is saying in the purport, that Krishna is naturally attractive for everyone, because the name Krishna actually means all attractive. So Krishna is all attractive. He's attractive to everyone. He attracts the minds of everyone. So the pure devotees, they were in such rapt attention, gazing upon the Lord without blinking their eyes. They were so attracted. So, and then Prabhupada is stating that for the conditioned soul, that the only way to really achieve real peace and prosperity is when the conditioned soul begins to revive their original Krishna consciousness, relationship with the Lord. And he also states that at the moment, the conditioned souls, they're under the power of Maya. They're in the illusory energy. But slowly but surely, bit by bit, if we begin to try to develop our Krishna consciousness through hearing, chanting, remembering, then slowly but surely, gradually, we'll awaken our dormant Krishna consciousness, and we'll revive that state of consciousness. And this illusion and material energy will slowly and surely be removed from us. So, and Prabhupada, he makes the point here that this obviously this is made possible when we begin to again associate with the Lord through His name, through His fame, His quality, His form, and through the Shastras and scriptures like Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Śrīmad-Bhāgavad-Gita, etc., and by submissively hearing from a pure devotee, i.e. Prabhu, someone like Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Ben. That was beautifully spoken. I couldn't have said anything better than that. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Now, here, Srila Prabhupada, and as you mentioned, he speaks about obtaining permanent peace and prosperity. What Bhagavad Gita verse comes to mind? Peace and prosperity is a peace formula. What verse is that? The peace formula. Anyone? Rashmi, Ben, Vaishana. What's the peace formula? What's the Bhagavad Gita verse? No? Okay. It is 529. Anyone has a Bhagavad Gita in front of them? 529? No? Okay, I'll read it. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatvamam shantim richchati. Shantim, peace. Shanti, shanti. Translation: a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. We all are after peace. So this is a way of obtaining peace. The peace formula. A good verse to remember, Bhoktaram yagyatapasam. So, okay, that was, and I would like to highlight, at the very end, Srila Prabhupada says, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam trains a conditioned soul to this stage of perfection. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is a training. It's a training ground. And to mind comes Samir, who took that training very seriously. Everybody is taking such training, but Samir has he was so serious about the Bhagavatam trainings that he didn't miss a single session up till the point when he was in hospital. So it's a training ground, and we pointed that out a year ago, that verse by verse by verse, systematically from the authorized source, it's just like bricks in a house, and one brick after another. And we must make sure that there are not too many holes, otherwise the house will become unstable. So just trains, a training ground. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not just acquiring knowledge, that's another angle of it, but it's training to become pure devotees. That's all. So Bhagavatam is training us to become a pure devotee. Even though it is said at the end of the 9th canto, one will be a liberated soul and can start pure devotional service from that platform, from the Brahma Buddha platform, and so on. But if one becomes fully trained before the 9th canto, that is even better. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? If not, we're moving on to text 14. And I would like to ask Rashmi Mataji to give us a reading and some summary, or expand a little bit, on the purport, so to speak, of text 14. Is that okay, Rashmi Mataji? Would you be able to give us a reading of text 14?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I'll just get my glasses. Text 14, now, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, be waiting, yes?
The text 14, right?
Yes.
Nyarundhan udgalad basmam otkanthyad devaki sute niryatyagaranno abhadram iti syad bandhava striya.
Are you reading from the word for word, Rashmi?
No, I'm reading the English, Prabhuji.
It's because it's not abhadram, it's badram.
The reason I said abhadram was because Pandav Prabhu had told us if there is an apostrophe, if there is a O followed by an apostrophe and then the word, then you have to add an A. Remember, we had a discussion on how to pronounce it. So it was
but that was a conclusion. I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, that's what Pandav Prabhu had said. That is what he was aware of.
Okay, go ahead.
That is why I read it, Prabhuji.
Okay.
That.
Go ahead, translation.
He said, okay. Translation. Female relatives whose eyes were filled with tears out of anxiety for Krishna came out of the palace. They could stop their tears only with great difficulty. They feared that tears would cause misfortune at the time of departure. There were hundreds of ladies in the palace of Hastinapur. All of them were affectionate to Krishna. All of them were relatives also. When they saw that Krishna was going away from the palace for his native place, they were very anxious for him. And as usual, tears began to roll down their cheeks. They thought at the same time that tears at that moment might be a cause of misfortune for Krishna. Therefore, they wanted to check them. This was very difficult for them because the tears could not be checked. Therefore, they smeared their tears in their eyes and their hearts throbbed. Therefore, ladies who were the wives and daughter-in-laws of those who died in the battlefield never came in direct contact with Krishna. But all of them heard of him and his great activities, and thus they thought of him, talked of him, his name, fame, etc., and became affectionate also, like those who were in direct contact. Therefore, directly or indirectly, anyone who thinks of Krishna, talks of Krishna, or worships Krishna becomes attached to him. Because Krishna is absolute, there is no difference between his name, form, quality, etc. Our intimate relation with Krishna can be confidentially revived by our talking of, hearing of, or remembering him. It is so done due to spiritual potency.
Thank you very much. Go say a few words. Yeah.
So this verse talks about the ladies, how they were overwhelmed when the Lord was leaving. And because they were overwhelmed, they were finding it difficult to stop their tears from flowing. But at the same time, they did not want inauspiciousness for Krishna. So how much they thought of Krishna, that they wanted to see him, but because they knew that the tears would flow, and when anybody leaves, and if you cry, it's considered inauspicious, they stayed away from his sight. They stayed away from him. They did not come in front of him so as not to create inauspiciousness for him. Instead, they they became satisfied just by hearing about him, talking about him, his name, fame, glories, etc. So this verse describes the greatness of these ladies, even though they did not come face to face with Krishna, yet they got the same benefit of seeing Krishna because they were talking about him. And Srila Prabhupada says in the last bit that because Krishna is absolute, even though we may not be in direct in front of him, he may not be in his actual Bhagavan form in front of us, his name, his form, his qualities, etc. are same as Krishna.
Thank you very much. Yes, very nicely explained. So we are very, very fortunate that we have Krishna's direct association. And we should not think, if Krishna were personally present. No, because as you just nicely explained, there is no difference between his name, his form, his qualities and pastimes, and his person as in front of the Pandavas and the ladies. So we are fortunate of having Krishna in our midst. And whenever we read the Bhagavatam, Krishna is right there, because the Bhagavatam is all about Krishna, whereas Bhagavad Gita is Krishna speaking directly, and the Bhagavatam is about Krishna, everything, pure, without any adulteration. So we should take fully advantage. We are very fortunate. Okay, Hare Krishna. Anyone has any question? If not, we're moving to text 15. No questions, and I would like to ask, Vaishana, Mataji, you feeling okay of reading something, or rather not? Or tell us. Would you like to read us the next text 15?
The next text has got no purport.
Yeah, well, we read the text.
Yeah. No, I'm not feeling so good in the stomach, so I think best to give it to somebody else. Maybe Raj would like to.
Okay. Raj, sorry. Yes. Okay, Vaishana Mataji, thank you. I have to ask you, otherwise Gauranga is not asking me at all. Raj, would you like to read text 15? I will just put that text in the chat because you might not know where we actually are. Okay, here it is. You can read from here. It's in the chat. You just click on the link and it will expand.
Right, okay. How? I don't know where the chat is gone. Where was it?
The chat, are you on a mobile?
Yes.
Ben, where is the chat on the mobile? Because I'm on the laptop.
I saw it before. I don't know where it's gone.
Maybe you need to swipe screens.
No, if you touch your screen, and then in the corner, the right hand corner is more.
Yes, I
if
got
you touch
it.
More, then it'll come up chat, and then you can go into the chat.
Right. So do I click the first link?
The last one.
The Veda base or
yes.
Second one?
Just no, yes. The last one. The last one.
It says 15 at the end of the link.
Yeah, it says 15.
Okay, it's loading. Okay, so which one do you want me to read?
The Sanskrit first.
All right.
Starting with Mridanga.
Mridanga, yeah?
Yes.
Starting from Mridanga, okay.
Yes.
Mridangash Dakabhairyashu Veena Panavago Mukha Dundurya Naka Ghantagya Nedu Durdandupya Statha. You want me to read the translation?
Yes, please. And there is no purpose, just the translation.
While the Lord was departing from the palace of Hastinapur, different types of drums like the mridang, dhol, Nagara, Dunduri and Dundubi, and flutes of different types. The Veena, Gomukh, and Bheri all sounded together to show him honor. Is that it?
Yes, thank you very much. And maybe you can do the next as well, 16.
Okay, let me find that first. Yeah.
At the bottom, it says next, and you.
Yeah. Prasadashinkha Rarudha Kurunaryo Didrukshaya Vavrushu Kusume Krishnam Premavri Dasmitekshana. Translation: out of loving desire to see the Lord, the royal lady of the Kurus got up on top of the palace, and smiling with affection and shyness, they showered flowers upon the Lord. Is that it?
Purport.
Okay, right, let me just... Shyness is a particular extra natural beauty of the fair sex, and it commands respect from the opposite sex. This custom was observed even during the days of Mahabharata, that is, more than 5,000 years ago. It is only the less intelligent persons, not well versed in the history of the world, who say that observance of separation of female from male is an introduction of the Mohammedan period in India. This incident from the Mahabharata period proves definitely that the ladies of the palace observed strict parda, restricted association with men, and instead of coming down in the open air, where Lord Krishna and others were assembled, the ladies of the palace went on the top of the palace and from there paid their respects to Lord Krishna by showers of flowers. It's definitely stated here that the ladies were smiling there on the top of the palace, checked by shyness. This shyness is a gift of nature to the fair sex, and it enhances their beauty and prestige, even if they are of less important family or even if they are less attractive. We have practical experience of this fact. A sweeper woman commanded the respect of many respectable gentlemen simply by manifesting a lady's shyness. Half-naked ladies in the street do not command any respect, but a shy sweeper's wife commands respect from all. Human civilization, as conceived of by the sages of India, is to help one free himself from the clutches of illusion. Okay. The material beauty of a woman is an illusion because actually the body is made of earth, water, fire, air, etc. But because there is the association of the living spark with matter, it appears to be beautiful. No one is attracted by an earthen doll, even if it's most perfectly prepared to attract the attention of others. The dead body has no beauty because no one will accept the dead body of a so-called beautiful woman. Therefore, the conclusion is that the spirit spark is beautiful, and because of the soul's beauty, one is attracted by the beauty of the outward body. The Vedic wisdom, therefore, forbids us to be attracted by false beauty. But because we are now in the darkness of ignorance, the Vedic civilization allows very restricted mixing of women and men. They say that the woman is considered to be the fire and the man is considered to be the butter. The butter must melt in association with fire, and therefore they may be brought together only when it is necessary. And shyness is a check to the unrestricted mixing. It is a nature's gift and it must be utilized.
Thank you very much, Raja. By the way, you are a very nice Sanskrit reader. Why don't you come regularly here? Every Wednesday, every Saturday, 7 o'clock. Same link every time.
I will
Would
try.
you-
I didn't know. I was just informed by Vasanti. So
Okay.
I thought I'll give it a try.
Yes. So if you like what is happening here, come again.
That would be
Okay,
nice.
Yes, it would be nice. Absolutely, it would be nice. And it's a small group, so we are open for questions and comments, and we're learning a lot, and we getting trained to become pure devotees. Okay. Thank you again. Anyone has any question to that verse? If not, we're moving on to text 17, and I would like to ask Amit to give us a reading of text 17. And there is a purport to it, yes?
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay.
Okay. Sitata pataram jagraha mukta dhamma vibhusitam ratna dandam kudakesaya kisha priyatastam asyaha. Translation. At the time, Arjuna, the great warrior and the conqueror of sleep, who is the intimate friend of the most beloved Supreme Lord, took up an umbrella which had a handle of jewels and was embroidered with lace and pearls. Purport. Gold, jewels, pearls, and valuable stones were used in the luxurious royal ceremonies. They are all nature's gifts and are produced by the hills, oceans, etc., by the order of the Lord. When man does not waste his valuable time in producing unwanted things in the name of necessities. By so-called developed industrial enterprises, they are now using pots of gutta percha instead of metals like gold, silver, brass, and copper. They are using margarine instead of purified butter, and one-fourth of the city population has no shelter.
Hare Krishna. Margarine. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, summary. What do you say? Use the summary, Acharya, Amit.
Okay, so it's saying that we don't use the natural gifts or the nature's gifts in life. We are now relying on industrial enterprises. So we have substitute for the nature's gifts. So instead of using metals like natural metals, we use artificial metal or synthetics and other things. Instead of using purified butter, we use margarine. I don't quite understand the last bit. It's kind of said 1/4 of the city population has no shelter. But
Well,
maybe saying that we got people not living in houses and
homeless.
homeless. Yeah, I thought they're homeless, but it goes away from the original point about nature's gifts. So
Yes, there are many people without shelter. Okay, anything else? My question is, what is gutta percha? Gutta percha. Never heard that word ever before. Anyone knows? Ben, you are a good Englishman. What's gutta percha?
I don't know. I tried to see if it was in the word for word, in the verse, but there's no sign of it there. It's not an English word.
I can only see here the gutta. I cannot highlight the word. It goes to the next page. A gutta, it's from Latin, is a small water-repelling cone-shaped projection used near the top of the architrave of the Doric order in classical architecture. So it seems to be some kind of stone ware or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Srila Prabhupada could have well just said, they are now using pots of plastic instead of...
I've found the definition for this word.
Go ahead.
Yes, one second, please. It's a rubbery substance derived from latex. A rubbery substance derived from latex.
So the plastic is not that far away. Have you ever seen anyone of this kind of thing? Gutta Percha?
Gutta Percha. It's the first time I've ever heard this word.
Yes, me too. Amazing where Srila Prabhupada gets these words from her. Absolutely amazing. Perhaps Gutta Percha was used in India. I could very well imagine. Anyways, that's not the really important point. But the important point is that nowadays we have plastic instead of gold, silver, brass, and copper. Okay, anyone, any question? If not, we're moving ahead to text 18. We're moving ahead, but there are short purports. Okay, Hare Krishna. Prakash, thank you for being here, and you have a nice sleep tonight, and we'll see you on Saturday. Hare Krishna. I have to mention to Raj, Prakash is following us regularly, like Samir, and he is in Delhi. So 5.5 hours is midnight there, past midnight. So Delhi wala. Okay. So let's move ahead to text 18, and we'll be back to Ben, if that is okay. Text 18. Something about Uddhava.
Uddhava satya kischaiva vyajani paramad buddhi vikiryamana kusumaye regimado pati.
Okay.
He's a right pati.
Pati. Even though the two patis are written quite different. But I is not...
one is extended and one is short.
Yes. Translation.
Okay. Translation. Uddhava and Satyaki began to fan the Lord with decorated fans, and the Lord, as the master of Madhu, seated on scattered flowers, commanded them along the road.
Okay, text 19 as well.
Ashruyanta shishaya sajas tatra vijerita nanurupascha nirgunasha gunatmana. Translation. It was being heard there that the benedictions being paid to Krishna were neither befitting nor unbefitting, because they were all for the Absolute, who is now playing the part of a human being. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. At places, there were sounds of Vedic benedictions aiming at the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. The benedictions were fitting in the sense that the Lord was playing the part of a human being, as in a cousin of Maharaj Yudhisthira. But they are also unfitting because the Lord is absolute and has nothing to do with any kind of material relativities. He is nirgun, or there are no material qualities in him, but he is full of transcendental qualities. In the transcendental world, there is nothing contradictory, whereas in the relative world, everything has its opposite. In the relative world, white is the opposite conception of black. But in the transcendental world, there is no distinction between white and black. Therefore, the sounds of benedictions uttered by the learned Brahmanas here and there appear to be contradictory in relation with the absolute person. But when they are applied to the absolute person, they lose all contradictions and become transcendental. One example may clear this idea. Lord Sri Krishna is sometimes described as a thief. He is very famous amongst his pure devotees as Makanachora. He used to steal butter from the houses of neighbors at Vrindavan in his early age. Since then, he is famous as a thief. But in spite of his being famous as a thief, he is worshipped as a thief. Whereas in the mundane world, a thief is punished and is never praised. Since he is the absolute personality of Godhead, everything is applicable to him. And still, in spite of all contradictions, he is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Thank you very much, Ben. Go say a few words.
Prabhupada is making a point here about the nature of Krishna, and that in this situation, how Krishna has adopted the role as a human being and as a relative of Maharaj Yudhisthira. So he's being praised in terms of this conception of him by the Brahmanas, and because it's not relating to him in the form of the supreme absolute person, personality of Godhead that Krishna is. The Prabhupada saying is that these glorifications, prayers, and blessings, and like that, they're not befitting. They're befitting and unbefitting at the same time, because they don't really, they're not distinguishing between Krishna playing the part of a human being in terms of the Bhagavad Gita and the true identity of Krishna, because Krishna has nothing to do with the material elements. His body is, as Prabhupada said, is nirgun, is a completely transcendental spiritual body. So, in that sense, there wasn't the full knowledge of Krishna wasn't there. So, if someone had full knowledge of who Krishna really was, they wouldn't be praising him in terms of a human being. They would be praising him in terms of his real identity as the supreme personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada, he makes the point here as well that in this material world, everything is relative. An example could be where you live. We may complain about our government and how incompetent they are and this and that, and we're not happy. But if we look at another country what is like despots in control and people who impose their will upon the people, and they treat people, mistreat people, and all kind of really brutal behavior is going on, in terms of where we live and where other people live. It's relative, what is good and what is bad in this material world is all relative to where you live and how you've been brought up and what you're accustomed to and your culture and everything like that. But we just need to look somewhere else, and you can always see that the grass is not always greener over there. There's always some problem, and it's always worse somewhere else, and it's always that distinction is there all the time. So this is just the contradictory nature of this material world. But Prabhupada, he's making the point that in the spiritual world is not like that. It's not relative. It's not, there's not black and there's not white like there is in the material world. So all this kind of any kind of contradiction, it just loses its weight. So Prabhupada, he gives the example of Makanachara, the example of stealing and being a thief. I mean, if someone is a thief and steals here, we brand them a thief, and it's a negative label. But in relation to Krishna, this is not a negative label. This is a wonderful thing that's extolled and worshipped and glorified, and is a very, very wonderful thing, and makes the devotees very happy. So you can't compare like for like material world for the spiritual world. And Prabhupada, he made that point very clear there. So
okay, thank you very much. That was beautifully explained. I have two questions. One, a bit philosophical. Let's start with one question. Rashmi Mataji, why is it important that we understand? Ben talked about, and Srila Prabhupada talked about, Krishna is doing a role play. Why is it important to understand the role play? That Krishna is playing the role of a human being with relatives and Rashmi, what do you say?
I didn't understand your question.
How could it be important for us to understand that Krishna is doing a role play? He's playing his role, although he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So for us, how it is important to listen to this, is that what you're asking?
No, what can we learn from that role play?
Well, it's this interactions. No? So these are relationships. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, there is a lot of relationships. So this is relationship between the devotees and the Lord. So this is the Lord interacting with his devotees. So everybody in Braj, how he reacts, how he interacts from the cows to the gopis to his parents. With everybody, he's reciprocating in the way they aspire. If somebody is aspiring him as a son, then he has. So with Devaki and Yashoda, his relationship is of a son. With a gopi, he is of a lover. With a cow, he is their cowherd boy. With the Gopas, it's different. He enjoys friendship, stealing, butter, and what have you. In the battlefield, he takes on a different role. So the rasa is, for example, for that Duryodhan, there is a rasa. The interaction between them is of fear. Duryodhan, he's fear personified for Duryodhan. So it is teaching us from that point of view our interactions with our relatives, friends, etc. Maybe that, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yes, okay. Yes. What I was trying to hint at, you almost said, that Krishna is doing role play. Krishna is playing a role, although he is completely aloof and transcendental, nirguna, and all of that. So we are also eternal, huh? And if we can also be aware of our role play, so that we don't identify with a role and forgetting who we really are. All human beings, huh? We playing the role as a mother, as a father, as a friend, as so many things, as a good worker, as a whatever, huh? As a professional person, IT consultant, and so on. So if we can be aware that that's just a role, aware at any time, at any moment, we don't get too much absorbed. We're playing the role convincingly. We have to, otherwise we cannot really function in society if we don't play the role as a son, as a daughter, as a father, mother, parent, and so on, husband, wife. We have to play that role, but we should always remember that's just a role. That's not who we are. We are eternal, like Krishna. The difference is Krishna is sustaining everybody else. We are eternal. Krishna is a chief eternal, and we are eternal. And Krishna, as a chief eternal, he is maintaining everybody else. So that would be a good lesson to understand, to not get too much absorbed in our role play and forgetting who we really are. Second question, I would also like, you touched on it, Rashmi, therefore it goes to you also. Why is Krishna stealing the butter? And that has been, even Mother Yashoda didn't really understand. Is our butter inferior? Why are you going to other people's houses and steal the butter? Nanda Maharaj, we have so much butter. Don't you like our butter?
Even the gopis used to, so when the gopis would catch him, they would also say, your father is your Brajendra Nandan. You're the king of Braj's son. And you are, so why are you have so much butter in your house? Why are you stealing our butter? Go, we have so less. We have nothing. In fact, I'll tell you all that another day maybe. There's a very beautiful pastime. That Krishna leaves the butter in his house and he goes for stale buttermilk. It is just this, the gopis, I will tell you from what I have understood, Prabhuji, who can understand Krishna and his ways? He's inconceivable. But that is again his loving interaction, that the gopis purposely will make the butter, purposely they will hide it. And they're just acting that they are angry that he has stolen the butter and broken the pots. Actually, they wait for him. If he does not come, they're wondering, they're keeping on waiting why he has not come today to steal our butter. So that is again just a loving interaction. That's what I have always understood. That is just the way he interacted with them. He liked to tease them, and this was the way he loved them.
Yes, nice answer. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Yes, same as we have discussed earlier on, said Krishna took up the wheel and of the chariot and ran towards Bhishmadeva. Not only and not mainly to protect Arjuna. He could have protected Arjuna in so many other ways. Yes, he seemingly runs there because Bhishma has vowed he will kill Arjuna today, or else Krishna will have to take up a weapon, even though he has promised not to take up a weapon. So that is true, but the real reason is Bhishma, Dev Pitamaha, he wanted to see Krishna in that chivalrous mood. He wanted to see Krishna in a fighting and angry spirit. That was his desire. So Krishna came, and that was the main reason, to fulfill his desires. So as much as he rushed with that will towards Bhishma to fulfill his desires, so we steal the butter to fulfill the desires of the gopis. And everyone, as you explained. Yes, beautiful, nice. Any question? Unfortunately, I mean, Krishna also fulfills our desires. But unfortunately, we just asking Krishna, give me that, give me this, give me some material benediction, give me some material prosperity, give me some material beauty and so on, good health and all of that. That we are asking Krishna. That's not the right questions. The desires, not the right desires to ask Krishna. We don't have to ask Krishna. Srila Prabhupada always used to say, the Christians say, pray, please give us our daily bread. Already Krishna is giving everybody's daily bread. He feeds the fish in the water. He feeds the elephant in the jungle with tons and tons of greenery. So we don't have to ask Krishna, give us our daily bread. And for material benedictions, and we should ask Krishna that we can serve him. Please, let me serve you. How can I serve you? And we read recently, Srila Prabhupada said, how many questions I ask my Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati? I only ask one question. How can I serve you? Nothing else. All other questions are automatically answered if we chant Hare Krishna and study the books. Okay. Of course, devotees asking Srila Prabhupada many questions. They want to be trained in Krishna consciousness, which is okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. If no question to that text, we have, what's the time? No, we stop here. That was text 19. Next time we go to text 20. A little bit of sharing. Amit, how was your stewarding the football match? Did you chant Hare Krishna?
Yes, probably. It was good and scary.
Come a bit closer. Come a bit closer.
Can you hear me?
Yes, better.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
It was. I mean, it was the first time a lot of people got back together. So it was nice to see everybody again. You know, the crowd, because you get to know people there. But
yes.
there was a lot of. It's strange as well. You know, because we haven't had a crowd together for a long time. So it was quite. You feel quite cautious. You're quite aware now. You know, of people around you and.
Yes.
Coronavirus, but it was good. You know, it was good to have everybody around. You know, in the end, I think it's nice to get everybody back out again.
So, question: What did you have any spiritual realization? Is there anything of that evening you can relate spiritually?
I spiritually, when Leicester scored, I felt great. I started chanting Hare Krishna.
Oh, it's getting better and better. You're chanting Hare Krishna. Can you imagine the whole crowd? How many people were there?
32,000.
32,000.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if 32,000 people would just do like you and they chant Hare Krishna, 32,000 people? That would be a transcendental sound. It will blow the covering of the universe. Hare Krishna. Beautiful. Okay, thank you very much, Amita. What about Ben? Any sharing?
I went for a japa walk to the park. It was either yesterday or the day before. And I met a devotee in the park. And they invited me to go to the Granby Street Temple. But it was just nice interaction because, it's like I was kind of wondering in my mind what was happening with the temple and was it going to be open again, and then all of a sudden I meet a devotee from there, and then they told me everything and I should come, this Sunday is going to be, there's like, it's Balaram's appearance there. It's Sunday, I think.
Hare Krishna. We will read something special, hopefully on Saturday.
That's why I was chanting Lord Balaram's name tonight.
Yes, I was looking in my calendar. Is Balaram's appearance day today? No, on Sunday.
Wondering, but it's coming. So
Yes.
just to give you a heads up that
Hare Krishna
is coming soon. And so that was nice to meet the devotee. It's amazed how I can see how devotees they make progress. Because I hadn't really seen this devotee for a long time, but they're so into the chanting, and I can see that the level of purification that they've received has just been phenomenal by chanting.
Can I say, it sounds to me like you met Bhupendra.
No, this is your speculation.
Yes, it is. Because he's also very much into chanting.
No,
but he has a different name now.
It was a different devotee. I think you know her name was Joanne.
Oh yes, she is. Yes, yes.
She's initiated devotee now, and
yes.
She brought up her family on her own, and very admirable for her to do like that. Must have been very difficult for her to be a single parent.
Yes. I know her whole story from when she was married and everything.
But it was really nice to meet her and just see how purified she's become. Just amazing,
Jai Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to share that. So
thank you very much. Beautiful. Okay, let's move on. We have just a few more minutes. Rashmi, what do you want to share?
You're not fed up of me sharing whatever I learned?
Yes, you have 4 minutes.
No, I said, are you not fed up of listening to whatever I say?
I what? Say again?
Are you not fed up of listening? Fed up?
No, we love to listen her. We are very eager. No, absolutely. I'm not saying that. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay.
Why should we be fed up of hearing about Chaitanya Charitamrita, hearing about the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita? No, of course not. Go ahead.
In today's Bhagavatam class, we were reading about Prithu Maharaj has left for Vaikuntha with his wife. So we were reading about his son, the qualities of his son. And it turned out it was the purports and whatever we read, all the verses, it was about Vaishnava etiquette. So just to give you a background, why Vaishnava etiquette was involved in that particular pastime. So when Prithu Maharaj had done the horse sacrifice, Lord Indra, as usual, had become very envious and worried, and so he had stolen the sacrificial horse. So Prithu Maharaj was very angry and he chased after Lord Indra, wanted to kill him or something. And Indra had to do all sorts of tactics to avoid being killed by Prithu Maharaj. So ultimately Vishnu came and Lord Vishnu chastised Prithu Maharaj. Sorry, I've forgotten the main bit over here. So his son had seen that Indra has stolen the sacrificial horse, but his son did not do anything. His son is also a Kshatriya, but his son did not do anything. And in that part of the reading, Srila Prabhupada did not tell us why his son did not do anything. And then Vishnu came down along, brought Indra down, and he chastised Prithu Maharaj that you be happy being the emperor of the world. Your duty is that you do your Kshatriya dharma, but more important than that is your Vaishnav dharma. So you be happy that you can do your Krishna consciousness. Don't worry about Indra. And the reason he chastised Prithu Maharaj was, and Prithu Maharaj very humbly listened to the chastisement, that you always chastise the one who is more intelligent, more superior, shall I say, more superior in his spiritual intelligence. So you chastise that person rather than chastising Indra. He chastised actually Prithu Maharaj, which was very surprising. But that was because Prithu Maharaj was the more responsible of the two. Indra is always doing all these tactics. And he was Indra is ultimately a demigod, and Prithu Maharaj was forgetting that he was a Shaktavesha avatar. So his aim was not to just be a Kshatriya. His aim was to teach his population Krishna consciousness. So his son had not said anything that time. So in this chapter, what we are reading now, Prabhupada, the translation and the verses, it is explained why the son did not say anything. Because in this Indra, he was the lord of the demigods. So he was in a senior position. Whereas Prithu Maharaj was the emperor of the world. And this Indra was the emperor of was the lord of the heavens. So he is at the same level of Indra. So if you look at their position, they are both at the same position. So Prithu Maharaj, it was all right for Prithu Maharaj to want to punish Indra. But for his son, his son's quality was that he looked at Indra and said, yes, he's doing something wrong, but he's a demigod. He has got to the position of a demigod for a certain reason, and he's senior in position to me, and hence I must let him. I will not do anything. I'll let him steal the house. How does it matter to me? I'm not interested in all this. I'm only interested in my Krishna consciousness. That was his son's feeling. So Mataji explained to us about Vaishnava etiquette. So this was about Vaishnava etiquette. So you don't chastise or criticize somebody senior to you. You have to mind your own business and look after your own Krishna consciousness. Never mind that other person, because we all have our faults, and it is not your place to chastise somebody senior to you. There will be somebody even more senior to him. You go and talk to that person and let that person chastise or do whatever to that other person who has done something wrong. So it was about this, what we learned today from Prithu Maharaj's son's story was about Vaishnava etiquette. So, yes, Prabhuji,
thank you very much.
What we learned.
Yes, very good. The same point we covered recently here. If the superior the senior is doing something wrong, go speak to a god brother confidentially, and he may go to his god brother, which is your senior and superior, and rectify him. So yes, same thing here. Yes, Vaishnava etiquette is very important. And this is just one example of Vaishnava etiquette. There are many, many more very intricate ways. This regulates association amongst Vaishnavas. The general rule is those who are newcomers, we are compassionate and helping them in their Krishna consciousness. Those who are on an equal platform to us, spiritually advancement, we maintain friendship. And those who are superior to us and more advanced, we take instructions. So we give instructions, we friendship, and we take instructions. So that alone in itself regulates this Vaishnava etiquette regulates the relationships between different levels of devotees. But the problem arises when we meet a senior or superior and we think we are superior, even though we are not. And then the pride comes in and all of that. Okay, nice. Raj, you want to say a few words? Do you have anything to share, any realization, any spiritual insights? Since last we spoke a long, long time ago.
I know, it's been a long time. I've just noticed, well, it's August, so of course, Janmashtami is coming soon, 30th August, I believe.
Yes.
So is there any special program going to be?
Yes, we have a special program. We do a drama, special readings and kirtans and all of that. Yes. So you watch out, stay here, come next Saturday.
It'll be on Zoom.
Yes.
On Zoom.
Yes. We will announce it properly. I believe Pandava is putting a schedule together, and we will do it on the Monday, Jamashtami Monday, on the day of Jamashtami, and there is fasting till midnight, of course. And so you stay tuned in.
Every year normally sorry.
Yes,
on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
every year
I apart from last 2 years, I've been going to Watford Hare Krishna Mandir, but I think I am not sure this year. I don't know if I should or better to leave it this year. So
good question, because there will be loads of people. You have to decide yourself. Is it worth it? Is there any distancing? And so there are a lot of questions to be answered. You have still a little bit more time to make a decision, but we stay safe here. That Zoom is very safe. And as we have just heard today, that same benefit by hearing can be achieved, as our Samir has proven also. We haven't met for a year now physically, but we're meeting here with the spiritual sound of the Bhagavatam and the realizations of the devotees, and one can perfectly well make spiritual advancement just by hearing.
True.
Okay, so we stop here for tonight. We are slightly over time, and we'll come together again on Saturday, and Pandava will be there, and he will have, by then we'll have the script for the Jamashtami play ready, and so many other things. And we'll take it from there. And it would be nice, Raj, to have you with us on Saturday.
Okay. Hopefully, yes, I'll try my best.
Yes, 7 o'clock, same link. Are you on the broadcast list in WhatsApp? Do you get messages? Are you getting invites?
I don't think so. I didn't even know you had this Zoom meeting, so yes. I only just found out recently.
I'll put you on the list.
Okay, I think you still got my number, right?
Yes, if it hasn't changed.
No, it's always been the same.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice of having you all here. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Amit. And we'll see you all back on Saturday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Amit.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Bol.